A few weeks ago, I started putting together a video about the corrosion on this Rover, this 414 called Mabel. I didn't post it because I didn't edit it, but now I have everything I need to complete the job. Finally, it's arrived in this box here. That's what I need to start the welding job. And now the only obstacle is going to be the weather, because although it's not raining, it's predicted to rain for the rest of the day. Perfect. Ready for action. Well, it's an hour later and it still hasn't started raining. It's the first time I could feel disappointed by this, because it would be so much easier outside and a bit less of a fire hazard. There we go. I wasn't asking for it, but it's meant I've had to bring the generator inside, and until it stops I can't really carry on. Chances of me getting anything done now, today, very, very little. There's a bit of sleet there as well, and some thunder, and for some reason I'm getting a migraine. I thought it was just because of the welder, but it's... Have you ever had a migraine? You get this funny kind of like wriggly coloured thing going on in one of your eyes, and it means that you can't focus on anything. Being as I really am going to have to wait for no rain before I can continue with this, and it's been, I'm not going to say a complete waste of time, because I have got started. I can't go home until I get Mabel back out of the lockup so it can block the door and keep things safe. But it wouldn't bloody start, and it wasn't even down to the battery. I had the jump pack on it, then I tried the jump leads, and it was just nothing. Eventually I found the solution. It seems to be something that happens an awful lot with K-series engines. The spade connector on the starter becomes a bit loose, and you have to give it a wiggle or take it off and put it back on again, and there we go. It worked.
What do we say to the order?
Now, if it's not raining tomorrow, I shall pull the welder outside and the generator and crack on and do the job without danger of electrocution or fire. If it's not raining tomorrow. I'm thinking somewhere along the lines of, I'll get Mabel welded up and MOT'd, because the MOTs run out next month, which is June. That will be my treat car, provided I can afford the extra tax. It's not raining, but there's no guarantee that will last. So, I have an idea. I was only able to tack for a few minutes at a time, and then having to stop because I had what looked like a strawberry in my eye. Then I decided that maybe the batteries need changing in the welding mask, so I've just done that. Let's see if it's any better. Although I can generate electricity with the welder, surely you mean generator, I haven't bothered to go and get another extension or another adapter where I can use the angle grinder. Until I can borrow the power bank again, I can't really do any grinding, just a wire brush. Because it's thin metal, I've got to be very careful how I do it, blowing holes in it everywhere when I'm not careful. So yeah, it's not a tidy job, but it's also not a finished job. That looks like a gap there. There's a couple of little gaps to fill in yet. Although I say that, I've gone over all the gaps, and then you create new gaps that don't necessarily have holes in them. So I think I need to look at it a bit more closely. The next step is to cut this along there so it could be joined up properly along the bottom, because I couldn't do it. Yeah, without the angle grinder I can't grind off the excess to find out how well attached it actually is, but I've given it a knock a few times and it all feels alright. Oh, I hurt my finger. and the rain started to come down just a little bit too heavy. And the wind's come back as well, and the gazebo isn't quite enough to stop me from getting wet. Although the rain's stopped again now, there really isn't any point in carrying on, because tomorrow is going to be a dry day. It's going to take more than just another hour of sorting this out, so it would have been nice to start the job and finish the job within the same video, much like you'd see on some of the proper channels like Tasty Classics. But I'm not going to beat myself up over this because I can't even get down here till 4 o'clock, and I've had the rain to contend with, and the gazebo will only do so much. Once that rain starts coming in at an angle and the wind comes with it as well, I can't really do much. Whilst I was moving all that, I got thinking, why not wait till it stops raining before I start moving everything? Strange that, because obviously I was moving stuff so as not to get the equipment wet. I'll dry off. I'm waterproof. The welder isn't, and neither is the generator. A couple of people have said to me, surely it would work out more expensive having a generator and having to put petrol in it and then having a power bank and having to charge that up and everything else than just having a rise in the electricity bill. Which, yeah, it probably would. And the inconvenience is a daily thing. But there's a principle here, and that is that it shouldn't cost more than £50 a month for the electric, for the amount I use, and therefore I just refuse to play that game. Now, if this was investigated properly, and the meter, which is covered up with all sorts of shite at the moment, could have been gotten to, then this situation could have been resolved, but it wasn't. It was just a matter of no conversation, just one day power off. And that level of communication doesn't help me in the slightest bit. But as you know, I'm not bitter. What's the point? Tomorrow, whoever it is in charge of the weather has decided that it should be a dry day. And that means I can crack on and finish the job off. If I can get hold of the power bank. Because I do need to grind all that back. I mean, I could just pop in next door with it. There's a point. The point being is that I won't feel content until I grind it back so it's flush and it doesn't need a whole load of filler in it. Because I really don't want that. I may be a million miles away from being able to do this kind of fabrication and welding that the professionals do, but it's something I aspire to, believe it or not. I mean, you look at that and think, well, you've got a clearly massively dyslexic 6-year-old that you're looking after, and this 6-year-old has aspirations to have a degree in English language, then you may be concerned that it's not going to happen. But I'm not too old to learn, and doing a not particularly good job whilst trying is better than not doing the job at all. I will learn. And with that, next episode should be in a couple of days, and hopefully it will be finished. So thank you very much for watching all the way to the end, and thanks for being a subscriber and a channel member and liking the video and leaving a comment. Extra special thank you to Alan of Al's Detailing. See you next time.
Paul, I give you the keys to the wonderful Mabel, the Rover 414.
In exchange, I present to you the contents of this envelope. Fisher, German bite, East to 5 to 7.